nephews.
Hey, I'm Big B and I Brick. Welcome to another edition of the Sellers stream. I've got with me Great South Bricks,
Hello.
and we were just talking about the Lego brick boxes and what he's going to be doing with his. So go ahead.
Well, sorry. A lot of them I'm going to just be parting out, putting into my store, but I have others earmarked for Christmas gifts for nephews. I took, excuse me, took one over to the church this morning for the kindergarten class. And then another one went to my wife's school's Lego robotics team. So I didn't want to just like keep them all and sell them all.
Right. And with that, you had said 'tis the season for giving, and it is. But as a store, you've got to remember that you run on a schedule of where your tax year ends and starts, and this is also the season for you to be taking those deductions that you need to do. Now, two of those that you just mentioned are tax deductions with giving to a school
Right.
and also to a church. So keep that in mind, folks. It's always good to give. You know, it's always good to remember that we sell a kid's toy, a child's toy, even though our core audience that we sell to are adults. It behooves us to keep the name of Lego on the up and up and make these donations, because if not us, then who really? So are you planning anything else, or are you going to go with that? I mean, I always think starting small is always really good. Get used to it. Go with what you and your store can work with.
Well, I'm going to look into seeing if there's any other like robotic teams in the county, which I don't think there are, but I'm going to check anyways. Because I still live in the area that I went to high school and everything, and middle school and all that. I'm going to look into that, and if I can find another one, I'll go get them some more. And if I can find any of the Duplo boxes, which actually I did find some today, I just didn't buy any. I may go back to the church and maybe the younger classrooms and try to give them some.
That's a really good idea, because the Duplos are ones that most people really don't go after and touch.
Right.
So, and those are, like you said, have a great giving capacity.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got Pumpkin, Cold Water Bricks, Xfinity 2-1, and Port City Bricks in the chat. How you guys doing? Glad you guys can join us. Sorry, we're starting a little late tonight, of course, because of the Hauling and Balling auction that was going on over on the Hauling and Balling channel. I think it worked out pretty well for a lot of folks. I know I was very happy with it. Thanks to all the sellers over there that put forth product for the folks on Hauling and Balling to auction off. Have you ever tried to put anything on there?
No. I like all my old stuff. I don't know, that one of the last ones, the trading post. That was tempting, even though I already have one. But I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised that one actually didn't go anymore. I really like that one, and I only try to go after really the ones that I'm personally interested in. Over on those, I won't resell any of those sets, the train sets on there. I will the poly bags we were talking about beforehand. What a great deal that is for me during the holidays to have access to 25 more poly bags to add to the store, because poly bags are big sellers during the holiday season because they're excellent stocking stuffers.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of glad I don't really like trains, because I would spend so much money on the train sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, the poly bags are great stocking stuffers. Heck, I still get poly bags in my stocking from my mom, and yes, she still gives me a stocking. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm 30, for Christ's sake.
Now I'll go through those. I didn't get a really good chance to see what each of those polys were. I just saw that there was some Star Wars ones in there that had minifigures and you know, $2 a poly bag, really $2.50 probably a poly bag. Really can't go wrong with it's spread across like that. And there's a lot of minifigs in there, like you were saying.
Yeah, good.
See, Xfinity 21 asks, which is best, new or used Lego? I only sell new because used appears to be a lot of hassle, and it is. But if you're one of the type of people that just likes to sit there and go through that, and that's how you want to spend your spare time, then used may be a good option for you. It's definitely the biggest money maker if you do not calculate in labor.
Right.
You know, you can score so well with used if you leave out the labor part. So if you treat yourself as if you were an indentured servitude to your own store, not store, I say, not family, store, you could make out really great with used. But I think that I see very few people that I know personally that do used that have kids. So everybody I know that does used is a single person. So you lose a lot of your day when you have when you reproduce.
I did some used parts, maybe very early this year, but mostly last year. I got a big bulk bin, cleaned it, and took out all the basics. But even sorting that, just the basics, not even the unique parts, I just kept all those so long. And I ended up just taking it all out of my store just because for storage, it was taking up too much space and it wasn't selling as quickly as I wanted to. So I got out of it.
Yeah. Now it is a great way to get a lot of different elements across the times to attract people into your store. That's a great thing, but you also have to factor in and this is an if, because not all people do this and know this going in. Not everyone cleans their used brick before they sell it.
It's so gross.
It is so gross, and all buyers should wash their Lego that's used when they buy it. But the reason why people don't wash it is because you're talking about sometimes bricks that are a fraction of the price of the new one. And I mean, how much are you going to scrub that 1x2 or 2x1 slope that's going to sell for 1.2 cents?
Right.
So, and that's where the problem comes in with used, is to what extent are you going to review your brick before you sell it, and how are you going to, I guess, declare the quality of your used on your terms so people understand. Are you going to go to the point of grading each brick? That's even more time, and then the grading scale is arbitrary to you.
Right. If I were to sell used again, it's going to be on eBay. It's going to be bulk, and may or may not be by color. I mean, that's just the quickest and easiest way as a seller to do it.
I would totally do the by color, bulk by color.
Yeah,
definitely, because you can, from what I've seen, because I haven't done this personally, but just researching the prices of things, you almost double your price when you sort by color. If you, not necessarily on some of your colors that people don't buy as much of, but for black, white, light, dark gray, you can even do old gray. Old gray they're going to be killer in the bulk market if you can get that. Tans, brown, green. I don't know, man. If I had gotten into this many years ago when I was still single, I definitely would be in the used game. I probably would still be single though.
Maybe.
I mean, because it does take that much time to go through all of the used. You've got to have space to do it. And honestly,
a lot of space.
Yeah, I think the best container I've seen for sorting used was a kid's plastic swimming pool.
Ugh, yeah.
I mean, think about it. It's tabletop. It's got enough on the sides where it'll support it, but it's light enough and flimsy enough that you could literally fold it in half and carry it into another room.
And pray that the bottle doesn't bust open after you bend it a bunch of times.
Right. Well, I mean, they run $6.
Right.
In the fall. So if you're thinking ahead on your game, just like we all are, I mean, if that's your business and you're already thinking about like, hey, I'm going to pick up 10 of those pools when they go on sale, they'll be half the price. And that's my container. But it would be, I mean, used is far superior as far as money making if you cut out the labor.
Yeah.
And there's other ways to mix it up too. I mean, you can go in, buy lots and lots of bulk. And I wish I knew where these bulk connections were, where you can buy 100, 200, 300, 500 pounds of bulk at one time.
Yeah.
Do that, dump into pools, fish out the figs, fish out the accessories and stuff like that. I would even, at that point, I probably would start using the Lego sorters, the shakeable sorters, just to get all that small stuff to the bottom.
I've always used just shoe boxes, I think. The plastic shoebox containers, not the actual shoe boxes.
Yeah.
I do have where is it? This one. It's my favorite one. Oh, I'm not on camera anymore. My fan was going crazy when I went to the camera. This one. Shallow, big, perfect for sorting.
Yeah.
Ooh, my.
Yeah, those ones are good.
Oh.
All right.
Let's see if we have any questions.
That's what I'm looking at. Any particular sets you would recommend to buy when starting off a store? Or do you buy, and if it's at least 50% off? It's not necessarily the percentage off. It's what is the part out value of it, and divided by the price. So that's your price point. With 50% off, so you're maybe looking at a 2x part out, which is, in my opinion, the bare minimum to begin at.
Yeah.
I look for a 3x part out on mine, because I've got so much back stock. I mean, you can sort of see down the hallway there on mine. Trying to angle the camera is a little bit different, so you can sort of see down the hallway right there.
Yeah.
Of those shelves. That's all sets that I've got to part out or sell sealed. So I've got enough back stock to work for a couple of years, actually.
Looks like it. At least.
Yeah, that's what my wife says. But all of those were, around the range of 2.5 or greater.
Right.
Only problem is a lot of those are onesie twosies, so they're further down on the list to get parted out. Oh.
Yeah. As I told you earlier, I went on my little road trip today and to look for Lego, and I found some decent deals, but it's onesies. There's nothing like really in bulk that, because I have a pretty strict thing that I look for. Like you said, 3x part out. That's what I do. But if it's like less than like 4 or 5, I don't buy them. Now, if I already have like 6 in the store and I find 2, I'll get it. But I just don't want to mess with only 1, 2, and sometimes even 3 copies of a set for,
Yeah, it all depends. It all depends on basically the set itself. Will the stuff move? Is it worth your time to do that?
Right.
Now, I got a lot of stuff. I get basically everything. I used to get everything online, and both of these are onesie purchases at a time.
Yeah.
And there's 43 in one and 15 in the other. So you can, if you're in buying mode, you can do the onesie twosies as long as you're in, buying mode where you're going to be finding a lot of these. But like you said, if you're going out and you're hitting all your spots and all there is one or two there, unless it's a set that you might want for yourself sometime in the future,
right?
Leave it on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Or back to what we were saying in the beginning, use it as a donation to a charity, because end of the year is coming, and as a business, you do need, or at least you should have, tax deductible donations.
Right.
It's always good to pay it forward one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think these brick boxes are the best way to do that because they're basic bricks. I mean, for someone who doesn't like Friends, they'll still like this. For someone who doesn't like Star Wars, they'll still like this. And for us, I mean, we don't, we can't go spend a whole bunch of money on let's say, $20 on a set with just a couple hundred parts and it'd be Star Wars. You might as well go with 900 parts for $20. That's the biggest bang for your buck for everybody, I think.
We have a question in here from Mr. Mad Dog 422. I have a question. I had a quote canceled. It says, quote, and parts will be removed from my store after 30 days. Does it mean I have to re-enter the parts back into my store, or do I just leave everything alone? Thanks for showing and all the info. I'm not certain. So I don't really like the quote system all that much. My qualm is with it that it doesn't calculate a shipping price. That's my big deal with it. But it should not have removed anything from your store on what is just a quote.
It doesn't.
It's just sitting there, and if they accept the quote, then it removes it from your stock at that point and does an auto invoice of what you've already applied as your shipping. So make sure when you do get a quote, it isn't necessarily always clear what shipping they requested. So you want to make sure if you have multiple shippings like first class and priority, that you're checking what they had and accurately applying the correct shipping.
See, I had a quote today, and it didn't take the parts out of my store. And actually, if it's someone I know in Bricklink, if someone sends you a quote request, and then those parts are bought before you respond to it with your answer,
it'll auto cancel those.
It'll auto cancel.
Yes.
So I don't really see how that happened. But yeah, like on the other side, anything that's international, I quote, just because I'm gonna screw something up at some point.
Yeah.
I've accidentally put like, oh yeah, shipping's $3, and it ended up being like Spain or something because I'm not paying attention, thinking it was domestic.
See, we've got a message from Just for Bricks. Great show, guys. Awesome to see Brick Stackers a little more. He's spot on about those brick boxes down there when checking BrickSeek. I could have scored a few hundred around my old area, but where I live back up in the Midwest, all the stores around me had sold out by Friday, so no store had fines for me. I did order 5 for store pickup, and my second order was already delivered to the store Monday, and was hoping more would have shown up since. That one came so quickly. I did make orders for 4 or 5 more yesterday morning when they popped back on in stock, so I guess 10 will be my total unless I can find them online once again. Yeah, so they lasted until, I guess, I think Monday morning was the last time I saw them pop back on. So I actually found out from, was it, I'm trying to remember who was writing me about that. It was Bricking It Up. Bricking It Up, it said that he had placed an order for 1 online Thursday morning, and then when he went to go back another one, it had said limit met. And thinking about that, what that error was on Walmart was, for some reason, it did not take the one that you purchased out of your cart, or inadvertently you had added one to your cart while the process was going on. And then when you thought you were adding one to your cart, there was already one in there, and it catches a, you have reached your maximum limit. So that I've gotten that error before. But I was able to put through all of my orders online. I had a few canceled. The ones that were primarily canceled were the ones that were actually placed on my Walmart card. So I suggest to anybody who's going to try to get brick boxes or anything like that from Walmart the next time, put it on some sort of card that pulls the money immediately, so that when if Walmart does have to cancel it, they'll be less apt to cancel it because they may receive a fee from the lender or the institution that the money came out of. So I out of the, let's see, just shy of 200 orders that I placed, only one that was paid through PayPal was canceled. And of the 20 that were placed on the Walmart card, 11 were canceled. So now I did receive a question about the brick boxes at TRU, if they ever drop down lower than $45. And I'm gonna have to get a hold of my TRU expert, BOT, on that one. So he knows a lot more than me on that.
I saw that. Which box was he talking about? The same 10704?
No, it's a TRU brick box creator exclusive, just like the one was for Walmart. So Toys R Us started doing this 2 years ago with getting an exclusive brick box during the holidays. They just didn't have it drop dead price.
Yeah.
So that's good news to all of the shoppers out there in their areas, where, because those boxes, the creator boxes, the classic boxes, really don't move. There's no minifigures in there, so that pretty cuts out like 75 to 80% of the possible clients that might be interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. X21 asked question: do you get Lego from the Pick-a-Brick wall? I've got some great pieces in bulk that will sell well, so I've been going weekly. Yeah, Pick-a-Brick wall is definitely a great place to source brick and other elements. Mevitz actually had picked me up. It was 4 or 5 cups of the trans blue studs because they were in his store down in Texas. And you know, the first sale that I made paid for all of those, all the other stuff that he had gotten me, and the shipping. So a sale of 4,000 dots at 2.5 cents each, which is the average. Probably could have actually had that raised, because when you get into levels that high with that element, you start drawing the attention of studios.
Right.
Like actual movie studios. I've actually shipped a lot of trans light blue studs to Studio City, California. I have no idea what they're doing with them, but they buy a lot. Like hundreds of dollars worth at a time. It is definitely just one of those parts, and you don't have to bury the needle on the price on it either, because you've got it in quantity. They're used to paying that price for it. They have no problem paying that price for it, and you're drawing a client also that potentially will not use a coupon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of corporate clients, I think I've said this in the past as well, a lot of corporate clients do not use their coupon for one reason or another.
I guess they're just trying to get it done. They're not really paying attention. I don't know.
I was told once it was a we keep coming back for the service, not the coupon.
That's good.
Yeah, and I mean,
that's great. I mean,
and that's because I make it a point with some of those guys, especially when somebody does Priority Express.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it comes in at 2 o'clock, it's getting packed up and sent out the door.
Yeah, hook them up, dude. If they're paying that much and they need it quick,
because it's $24.85 starting shipping for Priority Express. For those that don't know.
Yeah, people don't pick that shipping option because they feel like it. They need their brick if they're doing that.
So over in the UK, they have the LVG 2x2 tiles, flower stems, white flowers, ice cream tops. Yeah, all of those. So X21, what you should do is start stocking up as well. Start planning ahead, and then possibly venture into the waters of eBay, where you start. You can put in the Lego part number into eBay, into the sellers area, and look to see what other auctions are that are out there, and get a good idea of what price you want to ask for those elements. Those are great elements. The Pick-a-Brick wall is an excellent Pick-a-Brick wall to eBay item.
Yeah, Lego Mafia hides behind those walls, though. Oh, and also make sure when you're putting something like that on eBay to click to filter showing only sold listings, so you have like your average of what things are selling for.
Yeah, and Ted and Flitz brings up a good point that sometimes the market gets flooded when that happens.
Yes,
and that's why I suggest stocking up, because that way you can outlast until it bows back around and it becomes a good part, and then you still have it available for sale at that point.
Wonder, will they sell a case of those tiles?
No.
I didn't think so.
I mean, they might, but I highly doubt it.
Last time I was at the Lego store, someone got a case out of tires, and it was like the tires that no one ever buys.
The really small ones?
No, not the really small ones.
Oh.
But I don't remember which one. But I just remember seeing it. It's like, oh, that's not the ones I was looking for. Let's see. I did go to my little hidey hole store today and was very unhappy with it. All the Lego boxes had been opened. They had built sets in the box and selling them for normal price. I found a Tower Bridge for 150 bucks plus 20% off. It had less than half the bag still in there. It had been ripped completely open. So there was like 20 or 30 bucks in new bricks in there, and they're wanting 150 for it. Didn't even have the base plates, didn't have the instructions. I don't even know why it was still on the shelf. And then I picked up the Friends Grand Hotel or whatever it's called, and the bottom fell out of it because they just put it on the shelf without taping up the bottom, and all the pieces that were ripped out of the bags fell out.
Yeah.
I was angry and a little embarrassed.
Yeah, you got to watch those. You got to watch the scratch and dent store. Sometimes it's great deal, but you should always ask to open the box before you purchase.
Oh yeah, I do every time. If I see there's any tape on it, I right there in front of them, I just say, "Can I open this? Make sure everything's there."
Oh, Doc had said that he had talked to them about the glue trick along the side. So even if it's sealed on both sides and the seals are perfect, he still says, like, "Can I open it up and take a look at it?" Because they've seen them too, where there's perfect seals, and he's opened them up, and it's like you had said before, full of swimsuits and old newspapers.
I gotta get more swimsuits. Oh, excuse me.
Let's see, we got a compliment last week from Port City Bricks that says, makes me happy when you advocate that all the elements and all the colors are important. With so many great things people leave behind in stores, it gives people like us a chance to grab that stuff and show people how they could use them to make something different and show you that you can use a lot of different things to be creative instead of exactly the same that everyone else uses. And
Sure.
I've actually been chatting with Andrea, and she's going to take up my challenge for a blow build, for the bright light orange build.
Oh yeah.
So we went back and forth on it, and what can you build? What is good where BLO is the primary color? And there's proof out there that bright light orange can be the primary color, because Wally is bright light orange and Wally's cool. But every other example that we can come up with, or that I could come up with, in my opinion, of what used bright light orange, were somewhat sad and sorry. The Chima Lion, Chima everything.
Hey, just go through
a lot of bad friend sets.
I like the color as a potential builder. As a seller, I don't really like it that much.
Yeah, it's a decent color for secondary. It's pretty good for accents, but as a primary color, it's a difficult color to work with. So
all you gotta do is, what was it called, ombre, where you just have like the color spectrum of a certain color. Make an ombre building, or make it a restaurant. Call it Hombres. It's a Mexican food. Full of ideas. Full of something.
All right. See, I'm just looking through here. We have no more questions. We're going to close it early because everybody's got work to do. 'Tis the holidays. So let's
yeah, if y'all start asking questions, I'm gonna start babbling about my road trip today. I was in a place where I was not the biggest redneck, and that is scary.
That always makes me wonder when people place orders and they pick Priority Express, if they really meant to pick Priority Express.
You had that just happen?
Yeah. Just happened, and they're watching the show. So. Got Ralph DeRule joined us.
Ralphie.
See, has anyone else had an increase in minifig sales? I've sold more in the last 3 weeks than all year.
No.
It's the holidays, so you might. It might just be that in the UK, you are the low man on the totem pole for some figs. Maybe somebody went on a holiday and closed their store and moved you to that position.
Or he provides really good service and he has minifigs.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Or people just like you. But you should sell more minifigs during it. You should sell more of everything during the holiday season. Just make sure you pair accordingly items so that items that you do not think that are going to sell immediately will sell because you happen to have a paired item with it. And when I say that, it's like I am making reference to like pairing foods and beverages, because if they start going with each other, people get them. So
can't sell ice cream without the cone. I mean, you can, but it's whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So here's something else. This did verify that. So, they weren't given any other option besides Priority Express in checkout.
Did you do that on purpose, or is that just something
No,
weird?
hell no, man. That would make people not want to buy.
Yeah.
So I had suspected that there was an issue where Priority Express was the only one that was popping up and in, because of that, and it seems that it was just confirmed.
On BrickLink?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've closed down, I think I told you, like 5 of my shipping methods after they updated that.
Oh yeah.
Because I had first-time buyers, doing the move me to the front of the line and Priority Express. I had, an abundance of people selecting hold open
Mm-hmm.
And after a week, I got a message from one that said, "Hey, how come you haven't invoiced me yet?" And I said, "Because you selected hold order open for 1 week to add more parts." And they had not intended to do that. So I've slowly had to close or shut down my options. I might just end up going with one option, which is just shipping. And then people can comment if they need rapid expedition.
Right. The instant checkout, I've only done it for first class shipping. If it's more than, I think, like 14 and a half, 15 ounces, I have to invoice you.
Yeah, so that's a flaw right there.
What?
If that was the only option that they were given.
Oh, the express.
Yeah, because their order was only 14 ounces, and if it was going to default to anything, it should have defaulted to priority.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Is there any like really large parts in that order that would take up a lot of room? Volume?
I'm not going to say what's in their order because
right.
Secret. That's all.
For yes,
so. Super squirrel shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I've got no other questions. You?
I don't really see any.
Do we have anything to talk about?
Lots of things to talk about. Nothing interesting. We covered brick boxes last weekend, a little bit this week. I don't know. I'm still waiting for Port City to build something with every single piece from the brick box.
They said they were going to.
I'm going to definitely watch that.
I've got to host the Saturday stream first for that.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Are you scheduled or just...
No, I'm on the if you need somebody, tell me list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I like that we can just make up stuff for them to do.
Here's your part, now build it.
Yeah, they actually thought that the challenge was on bright light yellow. I was like, oh no, that's a righteous color. Bright light yellow is an easy build.
Bright light, is that the really pale looking yellow?
Yes.
Yeah. Again, nice color as a builder. As a seller, eh.
It's a common. If you think about colors that you would see used in classrooms. I mean, bright light yellow is on the inside of a classroom. I can think of hospitals, anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be a calming color.
Xfinity asks, do you get good deals on architecture sets in USA?
Some have good part of it. Some do. Most don't. So most of them sit at around 1.5 to 1.75. Occasionally you find a really good one. Not too often.
I did find a architecture set at Walmart today in the clearance section. It was $30. It was the little New York skyline, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
now those skyline ones really don't have a great resale value because they're on the part shy side, just like the original architecture sets were, where sometimes the part out value didn't even exceed what the MSRP was.
Correct. Now this one actually had, I think, if I remember correctly, it was a double or 2X part out. Mm-hmm. But I decided not to get it when I saw the brick boxes. And it was also double. So I did find an awesome deal today. It was a Ninjago set, the big brick built snake looking guy. Comes in a square box, something Doom. They had 2 of them for $13 each. But again, I put them back because I found the brick boxes.
Oh.
And there's a lady looking at it when I grabbed them. I was like, "Here, they're 13. You should buy them." I was like, "Trust me, that's a good set for 13."
Yeah. It is. It is. All right. I'm gonna call it. I got orders to fill. I got people to invoice.
Do it.
I got stuff to do. Next week, regular time. Try to have a better topic thing set up and even more buyers on the panel. If you guys have something specific that you want to see or someone specific that you want to see, please leave it in the comments after this video ends so that we have it. We don't necessarily see what's in the comments after the close of the show. So let us know. And if you're on the hunt for minifigures, Ninjago CMF1 is still a decent deal to part out because they got good hair.
Yep.
I can't keep some of that hair in stock.
That's good. I didn't really go for them, but hey, that's good.
As long as you can get the good hair that pays for at least half the fig, it's a decent deal.
What was that song?
I don't know.
So-and-so with the good hair?
Jenny with the good hair?
Yeah. I think we officially ran out of stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we did. All right. All right. That's it. That's all. I'm Big B. This is Great South Bricks.
Bye-bye.
We're on Bricklink. Feel free to place an order and let us know that you saw us on the show. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, and we will try to answer them next week. Thanks for joining.